Hello, this is Deborah Cohen, and I would like all Christians and biblical Jews and whosoever will to vote no to a Palestinian state. We have seen what the Palestinians do. They have already been given land called Gaza and the West Bank. It was a peace deal. The Jews gave their land to these people, the Palestinians, for peace. Has there been peace? Answer honestly. Has there been peace? Now, Israel, the Jews gave their God-given land, if you read the Bible, to the Palestinians in a peace deal. Before that, the UN gave the Palestinians Transjordan, UN Resolution 181, in a peace deal. It begs the question, if you don't want a large chunk of land that was called Transjordan, and you don't want the land in Gaza, but you take it anyway for peace, and you're not happy with the land in the West Bank for peace, then what do you really want? To the Palestinians, I'm talking. Anybody that does the research knows they don't want the land. They want to get rid of all the Jews and take all of the land. Not some, all. So I'm sorry, they have shown us that they don't want the land for peace. They'll take it. And if you read my new children's book, you'll see that if they choose leaders, they trash it. Gaza used to be beautiful, an exporter of vegetables and flowers when the Jews lived there. True story. But Ariel Sharon told the Jews to get out of Gaza and give that land to the Palestinians to make them happy. So the Jews were evicted from Gaza. True story. And what was once beautiful gardens, beautiful land, flourishing, prosperous, became desolate concrete buildings with tunnels underground. All the money went to the tunnel structures and not to the Palestinian people. And this happened with Hamas, whom they voted for. So I'm saying, okay, get the book, start telling your children. It's a civilized book for children in child language, so you can say the truth. With a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The Sand Garden by the Sea. Get it. Deborah Cohen, the author, now available on Amazon. Soon to be available wherever online books are sold. But let's get to the crux of the matter today. We're talking about two-state solutions. Let's give Palestinians more land of the Jews, then they will be happy. Do you really think so? Based on the facts. Okay, so people that are afraid to speak up, Jews and Christians, because you don't want the haters after you, I understand that. But you can't be quiet about it. You have to at least tell your Congress. So I'm going to tell you how to do that. Tell Congress to reject the unilateral and unconditional recognition of Palestinian statehood. Okay, let's see. What does this letter say that we're going to send to Congress? First, the facts. Some senators are pushing an anti-Israel resolution to unilaterally and unconditionally recognize the Palestinian state, horrifically rewarding Hamas for the October 7th massacre, just weeks before the 2-year anniversary of the genocidal attack. Meanwhile, A group of House members is pushing an anti-Israel bill to block critical arms sales to Israel that our ally needs to defend its families. Hear ye, all Americans. Hear ye, hear ye. Okay. Please, I'm going to put a link in this video wherever it's posted. And let me put a link here. Let me see. I think I'll have to do it after because I've got this open. All you have to do is write to your Congress, please, your senators. There's a form. I'll put a link on YouTube so you can easily open up the form and just fill in the information on my YouTube channel. The handle is @JewishRockMusic. Take 45 seconds. Contact your members of Congress. Urge them to oppose recognition of a Palestinian state and efforts to block arms to Israel. This is an AIPAC form, AIPAC. This effort, okay, this is what it says. As your constituent and an AIPAC member, I urge you to oppose the dangerous and misguided resolution supporting the unilateral and unconditional recognition of a Palestinian state. You can still fill this out if you're not an AIPAC member. That's what I am doing. This effort, just weeks before the 2-year anniversary of Hamas' October 7th massacre, horrifically rewards the terror group for its genocidal attack. Hamas leaders have celebrated efforts to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state, describing them as the fruits of October 7th, end quote. This is a reward to Hamas, giving a Palestinian state. It's a reward to Hamas. And of course, as a side note, you know that the UN still has not officially declared Hamas as a terrorist organization, even though it's a duty of the P5, the committee P5, which has the legal authority to declare and define terrorism. P5 made of 5 countries can't seem to come up with a definition for terrorism. So, because of UN negligence, Hamas acts as its own country anyway. Recognizing a Palestinian state now will make peace and reconciliation even more elusive by emboldening Hamas. Emboldening Hamas. And those who do so are now responsible for the repercussions of this irresponsible and malicious action. The path to a permanent peace is through direct bilateral talks between Israel and Palestinians who reject Hamas' eliminationist ideology. The primary impediment to peace and an end to the humanitarian tragedy is the refusal of Hamas to lay down its arms and release the hostages. The war would end in a heartbeat if Hamas would release the 48 Israeli hostages. Everyone who seeks an end to the conflict should support Israel's just and moral battle against the Iranian terrorist proxies and demand that Hamas release the hostages. Why not? Why not release them? Hamas, you have the power to end this war, almost a 2-year war now, by releasing the hostages. I strongly urge you to reject the dangerous effort to recognize a Palestinian state. The United States should stand with our democratic ally and reject performative posturing, not give sanction to Hamas terrorism. Sincerely, and then send it on to your Congress people. I ask you, all Christians and Bible-believing Jews, that includes Messianic Jews, and whosoever will, to fill out this form and fight against a Palestinian statehood. They've already shown us they don't want peace. Otherwise, they'd be happy with a chunk of the West Bank, which is the Judea, Samaria, heartland of the Jews. They don't want Gaza, which was a flourishing wonderland, a piece of land on the ocean they were given. And it looks like trash. And that's before the war started. The only thing that was glorious, if you want to say that, structurally, architecturally, was the $13 million palace that was built housing the president of the PLO. Did it go to the people? No. It went to the palace. And yet the people chose Hamas over the PLO. People, people, people. Zionist is somebody that believes the Bible, which defines Jerusalem as Zion. When the Messiah comes, Bo Mashiach, Zion, Jerusalem, will be the place to honor the God of Israel in Jerusalem by all nations. Everybody will know the truth then. Do your part and ask your Congress to vote against the Palestinian state. This is Deborah Cohen, indie author and indie musician. Thank you.